Good evening. Welcome to another episode of fucking New Orleans. The scene takes place shortly after the last scene between the Toreador, Tremere, and Nosferatu on Bourbon Street. The three Nosferatu, Henri, Mr. Granite, and Mr. Light have all adjourned down to the lower Ninth Ward into Henry's shop, Zocre, located on the dead end of Angie Street near the Mississippi. They're inside the shop. Henri has put away most of his workers for the evening and is just pouring himself a cup of tea and offering some to the other two.
Mr. Light, with a calm face, simply brought in a box. Within it was the captured shovelhead that was torpedoed by Mr. Mason. As she places the shovelhead out there, she'll the facade of the smile pretty much goes away as she as her fangs descend while she's clenching her feet and holding her fist as she cries out, "That bitch!"
Mr. Light, 1 second before your outburst. Henri walks over to the front window, flips the open sign to close, and pulls the string that knocks the red satin curtains down over the front window. Takes off his head wrap and everything, so he's in his full, gross Nosferatu form. Please continue.
How dare she?
Mr. Granite will go ahead and he's just sinking his fangs in with no intent to diablerize. He is simply gaining nourishment from the body. He'll take 8 points.
Mr. Granite, please, not here. In the basement, where no one can see you do this.
He'll pick up the body and take it downstairs.
Alright, so you go, Henri leads you past that back curtain in the back there. There's a set of stairs going down, and then a door. It's like a shitty wooden door. And when you open the wooden door, this guy is standing right there. Henri mumbles something to him in Haitian Creole. And the guy, shuffles off to the back corner and sits next to a pile of shovels. And you can see the basement looks like this. It's just the roof is full of pipes, and it's all dirt. There's several dead bodies just strewn around down here in various states of decay. There's lots of little indents dug into the wall with strange little bags and stuff placed in there. There's 4 very well-preserved corpses in the back, all sitting cross-legged near a pile of shovels. And then Henri will reach into his own coat and pull out a big blue towel laid on the floor and motion for Mr. Granite to lay his dinner down there.
He totally will.
Feel free to devour.
John, like I said, will take 8 points of Vitae, using 5 of it to fuel healing one of the levels of aggravated damage. As he, once again, he hasn't done anything overly strenuous today other than some walking, so he's just kind of leaned back against one of the dirt piles, and he seems actually more at home down here in the basement next to the dirt than he does normally.
Misty Light would otherwise be quite curious about these seemingly dead bodies and what seems to be might be a zombie or not, but right now she's just so furious. How dare she? When I told her not to go to them. 3 times I told her not to talk to the Tremere about this. And then, what does she do but that? And does not idiot even understand that
No.
question that she... Ah,
No.
it proves nothing. Nothing. And now she lures you into a trap. One of our own. The middle of the city. The gall of that bitch.
I'm very proud of the both of you for keeping your cool back there. It was hard enough for me as it is, and I can only imagine how hard it is for you two. We will get that bitch and destroy her. I have plans for when I go and speak to her Primogen, because she is, as you all saw this evening, attempting to start some sort of inter-clan war, as we know the Sibat are at our gates.
You see a pair of tentacles coming out from beneath her dress, and they like squirm and twitch, like being another pair of hands that are fisted up, as she pretty much lets out you could relate it to a banshee's wail of complete fury. I'll actually roll it. Shall we go with a charisma intimidation?
Sounds about right.
Sure.
Enchanting voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 5 successes, so that's
So you're
horrible.
feeling intimidating?
Yeah, that's not nice to look at.
Henry's gonna like clutch his ear holes and kind of like bend away from you while you do that, with like a look of utter bewilderment on his face.
Misty Light then simply puts her hands together and then takes a deep breath and composes herself once again. I'm going to destroy her
Good
when
idea.
she least expects it. Nobody messes with the clan Nosferatu and gets away with it.
No one.
Where to start?
Look, check it out. I can put the zombie guy.
So, what happened to the papers?
Truly, they became blank. I'm guessing the Tremere cast something to cause them to not be blank, or to cause all of the ink to merely disappear from it. I am quite confident it was there previously. However,
Unfortunate, I was unable to see them. I would have remembered them detail for detail.
oh, that is quite unfortunate. The odd thing, though, for those of you who may not know things about gargoyles, is gargoyles are born hideous, like the Nosferatu. The gargoyles that were made previously had no way to be attractive. And yet, the gargoyle that was clearly protecting that Tremere was gorgeous.
I did notice this. I did not know that they were all hideous, though. I thought perhaps you were just unfortunate.
No, to a man, every gargoyle, or I guess woman, if you prefer that Mistolite, are all hideous. Except for that one. I'm guessing you won't find another one that's attractive until Toreador go missing.
Listen, should we not bring this up to someone important? It's not really my area of expertise, but it seems troubling. We should, well, if they are creating gargoyles, this is frowned upon, yes?
Oh, I must assume so.
Well, we should talk to the other Primogen, or have our Primogen talk to them, and then I think this may be pertinent information for an Archon.
I would only seek out an Archon that is either extremely old or a Nosferatu, because we are known for the Nosferatu are known specifically for their expansive knowledge and lore keeping,
Yes.
and the Tremere one won't out fellow Tremere, being the other great lore keepers. So I would assume that they would be the ones to be able to bring up the information. It's a delicate situation.
But we will talk to Mr. Erickson and see if he can perhaps find us a Nosferatu Archon.
I got a reply from the Nosferatu that they wish evidence, but although now that we don't have such in paper form, the Tremere have been so kind to actually just hand it over to us in plain view.
The gargoyle from tonight.
Yes.
Well, yes. So we must get a picture, or
Well,
is our word enough?
well, if I simply name all the kindred that were there,
You're right.
and well, we should.
She's a Toreador at heart. I believe that if we make if there's an event that is set up that will involve some kind of socialization, the Tremere Mikhail will probably come, and he will probably bring his little gargoyle.
Then I will talk to the Toreador. I know one who likes to throw the parties.
Excellent.
All right. What are we going to do with Sleepy Bones over here?
I have no desire to do anything with this Sabbat member. I'm not sure. From what I understand, he's a shovelhead, so it is highly unlikely that he's going to have pertinent information about their operation.
All right, then. We will keep this stake in his heart, and I will have him walled up down here in case we need him.
I have no concern with that, as long as we make sure that we don't leave this information to anyone else, just because I don't want anyone to try to break into your shop.
They would be foolish to do so. They would be torn apart by the spirits.
John will arch an eyebrow and look around, but otherwise he doesn't respond to that.
And if the spirits miss them, they would be torn apart by me. He's gonna bark a couple of things to the four, thick-looking workers in the back, who will begin excavating a coffin-shaped thing into one of the mounds of dirt to place the staked shovel head, and they'll put the casket in there and bury him.
Oh, cool. I know you're still frustrated, Miss Delight. But just know and savor the fact that when we reap our revenge, the shock and confusion on our enemy's face will be so satisfying.
Yes. Yes, it will.
I believe I'll have to meet up with a friend to increase the shock that will come upon her.
It would be so unfortunate if she were to lose that pretty face of hers. If the spirits were to become displeased with her, I think that much satisfaction could be reaped by us.
This foolish Toreador coming into the city, getting a title and thinking that...
Did you hear? Sorry.
Thinking that she can just rouse up the whole clan against us.
Did you see how quickly she was to throw the Malkavians under the bus after she realized the Nosferatu were not such pushovers?
Yes.
I think that would be information the White Devil would be interested in, no?
Yes. Very interested. You know, before I was a bit upset with the White Devil, but right now there is nothing compared to the spite I feel for that woman.
White Devil was a useful scapegoat, but he was not the cause.
No.
I do not know who this is, but I will try to find them nonetheless.
So, shall I send a message for the elders before we meet with our Primogen about this new evidence?
No, I believe we should still talk to our Primogen first.
I see.
I would hate to pull a Claire.
Yes.
Agreed. He should know. I think that he would have perhaps made even more of a fool of them if he had been there with us tonight.
Probably so.
Didn't have such way with words.
Well, let us adjourn from this hole of dirt and spiders back upstairs.
And Mr. Grant will walk upstairs, and he'll say, I'm going to retire to the sewers. I need to rest more. I've been doing probably a little more than I should have been today anyway, so I'm going to spend the rest of the evening retired. If we need to discuss more, you can find me in the sewers. I'll be next to the 6th cistern in this area.
Yes, and as always, you know where to find me here. And if you need a place to rest, either of you ever, my basement, well, as you saw, not very pretty, is very secluded from the sun.
John will nod and head for the door.
Peace.
Well, what do you actually sell here?
Mostly this shop is for consultations. He points at the bottles and stuff around. These are all ingredients for the Grigri bags, and over here he points at like a box with it's got a candle, a jar of dirt, a bowl of water, and some incense on it with I think I have a picture of it actually. Hold on. There's a weird piece of like bright white wood with a very intricate symbol seemingly burnt into it. It looks like this. If anyone ever needs the consultation of a Hugon or a Bokor, I am here to create the zombie and deal with the spirit and mix the poison to do away with your foes and many other things. If you are a practicer of the art of voodoo, then I can sell you regents for your own spells and enchantments.
I see. Well, it's quite fascinating. So I guess I should get to work myself. Yes.
Yes. I will. Perhaps one of these days, I will show you a ritual.
Oh, that would be fascinating indeed.
I think you would find it so. I like to
Yeah.
hand select the rituals I allow people to witness based on their personal preferences.
I guess. Au revoir, Henri.
Oh, good night.
And obfuscated Misty Light will vanish into the lower night ward.
Henri will, once everyone's gone, lock all the doors, turn off all the lights, head back down to the cellar where he stops the digging zombies and opens up the front of the casket and looks at the shovel head and just kind of taps his fingers together, and he's smiling as he reaches down into the soil, spits some blood into the soil and rubs it into his hands like a paste, and smears it over the eyes and mouth and forehead and ears of the shovel head, and recloses the casket. Has the zombies continue to dig holes and lower it in, and goes and gets his drum and pounds out a rhythm that the just barely cognizant shovelhead can hear haunting his dreams. And the scene is over.